Why I prefer to remain in prison than face trial before Justice Binta Yako, says NNAMDI KANU. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for tuning in and listening to this headline that we got to hear this morning. As our headline for this morning says it that why I prefer to remain in prison than face trial before Justice Yako, says NNAMDI KANU. Well, Mr. Kanu is being persecuted for terrorism by the Nigerian government at the Federal High Court in Abuja. NNAMDI Kanu, leader of the outlawed indigenous people of Biafra IPOB, has vowed that he will never stand trial again before Justice Binta Yako of the Federal High Court in Abuja. Well, Mr. Kanu, who faces terrorism charges at the Federal High Court in Abuja, spoke in an open letter to Nigerians on Friday. His special counsel, NYAKO, uploaded a copy of the letter on his X handle on Sunday. The IPOB leader has been in detention since he was repatriated to Nigeria from Kenya in June 2021. Under controversial circumstances, IPOB is a group seeking the secession of the Southeast and some part of the southern part of Nigeria. Well, why I will never stand trial before the judge again. During the court hearing on 24 September 2024, Mr. Kanu requests that Ms. NYAKO rescue herself from presiding over the matter, accusing the judge of bias. The judge subsequently announced her withdrawal from the matter, but the Chief Judge of the Federal High Court later reassigned the matter to Ms. NYAKO. Since then, Mr. Kanu and his team of lawyers have repeatedly opposed Justice NYAKO from presiding over the case. In his open letter, the IPOB leader said he would not stand trial before Mrs. NYAKO again because she has to rescue herself from the case. If it will take the rest of my life in detention to produce me before a proper and impartial judge, so be it. But let me say this for the whole world to know: I will not succumb to any trial conducted by any judge or court whose jurisdiction does not pass constitutional muster. Not now, not ever, Mr. Kanu vowed. Well, request for restitution. Mr. Kanu also said that he successfully requested Mr. NYAKO's restitution from the case in September because the judge allegedly showed bias by ordering his detention at the facility of the State Security Services (SSS) without fair hearing. Mr. Kanu further claimed that the judge refused to transfer him to a correctional prison facility for better prepare for his trial and subsequently declined to obey a Supreme Court ruling which ordered his bail to be restored. He said the judge ordered an accelerated trial in the face of the reality that I would never get a fair trial whilst detained at the SSS facility. These are the major reasons that compelled me to request restitution of the judge, and having contested to it, she proceeded to make an order removing herself from the case. That order was never challenged and the appeal, thus it remains extant to this day, he said. Mr. Kanu criticized the Federal High Court, the Chief Judge, for reassigning the case to Mrs. NYAKO despite her restitution, alleging that the Chief Judge must have convened with Nigerian authorities to convict him. The IPOB leader said that the reassignment of his case to Mrs. NYAKO was not due to the lack of decent judge in Nigeria that can be trusted to deliver even-handed justice. Well, going further, this is not the issue. Instead, the issue is that my case is deliberately being shielded from judges and justice that are deemed to be committed to doing justice, even when it means that the federal government must lose, he said. Well, my adoption from Kenya and stay off execution order are wrong. In an open letter, Mr. Kanu recalled how the Nigerian government repatriated him to Nigeria from Kenya in 2021, saying that the court had declared that the action was in violation of the fundamental human rights and local and international laws. He said the court also held that by his forcible abduction and extraordinary rendition, Nigerian court are divested of jurisdiction to entertain charges against him. Well, in a responsible and well-ordered society run by a responsible government, this judgment is sufficient to have ended my lengthy detention and encouraged the federal government of constructively engage me on the issue of self-determination agitation that triggered this whole saga, he said. And that was most of the thing that NNAMDI KANU said for us in the open letter. Signed this headline today this morning. We says here that I will prefer to remain in prison than face trial before Justice NYAKO, says NNAMDI KANU. I don't hear from NNAMDI KANU, and he was serious. He rather remain in prison than stand before this woman, this corrupt human being, concerning any trial of his. And I myself and every other human being supporting NNAMDI KANU on this one. I mean, it is high time that the Nigerian government say the truth concerning NNAMDI KANU's matter. It is high time. It is high time. You see, people are asking questions saying that This is Nnamdi Kanu's case now. If the Nigerian government know that Nnamdi Kanu is guilty as charged, they should convict him. It's a free word. Convict Nnamdi Kanu. Convict him. But the Nigerian government know that this man is not guilty. This man is never guilty. They can't convict him. The Nigerian government know they can't convict him. And that's why they're doing all this stupid rubbish that are doing this prolonged detention of a thing. I mean, it was clear. Back in 2024, Nnamdi Kanu told Binta NYAKO to rescue herself from the case. She rescued herself from the case. And according to the Nigerian Gazetted law, saying that once a lawyer rescued herself from the case, he or she cannot come back. He or she cannot come back. Only when the appeal court brings the judge back. Meaning that Justice John Tosho cannot tell Binta to come back to Nnamdi Kanu's case. That's what Nnamdi Kanu was saying. Then why the hell did they bring Binta NYAKO back? Nnamdi Kanu even said that the Nigerian government have already planned with this woman to just convict him. He said that this woman's husband and her son is facing corruption charges, that the Nigerian government has planned with them to convict him, but he's not going to give in. He's not going to grieve for anybody. And I like that attitude. I mean, do you think that Nnamdi Kanu himself don't know the law? Because from the looks of it, Nnamdi Kanu even knows the law more than the lawyers and more than the Nigerian politicians, or more than even John Tosho himself. John Tosho cannot give Binta NYAKO the case of Nnamdi Kanu back. She has rescued herself and her restitution stands. Even the indefinite adjournment that he adjourned in Nnamdi Kanu's case, Nnamdi Kanu said that since Binta NYAKO has lacked authority over his case, that that indefinite adjournment will not stand. Any decision that she made there will not stand because she has lost authority over the case by rescuing herself. I mean, it is the Nigerian law. It is the Nigerian law. Then why are the lawyers finding it hard to even obey the Nigerian law? Why? Tell me why. Why are the lawyers finding it hard to even obey their own law? It was not Nnamdi Kanu that wrote the Constitution of Nigeria. The Constitution was there before him. And that's why Nnamdi Kanu said that it is your law. Just obey it. He was not the one that wrote the law. He was not the one that wrote the law. It is your law, so just obey it. Yes, it is your law, so just obey it. All this maneuvering that I did for Nnamdi Kanu, to me, I see it as just a scheme. Yes, because if the federal government know that this man is guilty as charged, convict him, but they cannot convict him because if you convict an international and innocent man, it is against international law. But one thing is sure, Nnamdi Kanu will still come out from all this rubbish detention. Drop a comment in the comment section. Don't forget to leave a like on this video. Then tap the subscribe button is bigger down with the notification bell, so that anytime of any video, you'll be the first to get notified about it. Once again, thank you for tuning in and have a wonderful day ahead of you.